What's going on, guys? Voidlego here, back with a brand new Let's Play of the Stanley Parable 2. Now, I did play Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, but turns out there isn't much to it. So, yeah, I can't believe they just released this recently, too. So, yeah, let's get right to it.
Of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
This kind of feels familiar.
Number 427.
I'll probably just skip it. Okay. This kind of looks familiar. Maybe it changes it
All
up a
of
little
his
bit.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
A bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
What? Man, sure a lot of balloons. Alright, already liking the bucket feature. Don't know about the balloons though.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Didn't.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
The bucket does not tell me wrong things, narrator.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Oh, bucket, I will always love you.
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
No,
Stanley
it wasn't.
took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No. I refused.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Okay, Mr. Bucket.
Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
I don't know
Stanley
if I
did not
should.
question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk.
I don't know if I should
But
trust
Stanley
you,
chose
Mr.
not to
Bucket.
think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him.
No.
And he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
No. You're wrong, Mr. Bucket. I want to go over here.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right
What?
there. It says, no buckets past this point.
What? No.
Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
Oh, come on! This is discrimination.
That you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket. I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it.
Do
This
what?
misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Oh, okay, I guess. It just keeps going. I don't know when to end it. The end is never. So why should I?
Now then,
Is this a
I'm
bucket?
going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
Okay.
Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
Alright.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
I mean, I don't know. No, but it has a handle, but but it could be a pot, but no, it could be a pot plant though. I'm gonna have to say yes.
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket.
Damn it!
An actual bucket.
Damn it, should've known.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
Okay, so we take 5 divided by the diameter of a bucket. From the way it's screened, the usual diameter of a bucket is about 7 inches across, and times that by the length of the bucket and the handle. I'm going to have to say no.
Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Okay.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
This could be a bucket, but it couldn't be. But earlier today, Paulie talked to me. Wait, and he said that it could be a bucket. He presented me with a bucket, but I wasn't sure if it was a bucket. But Angela told me that it was a bucket. But Dale said it could or could not be a bucket. But I don't know. This is. Is there a phone a friend? No? Damn it. I'm gonna have to say. I'm gonna say yes, that's a bucket. Yes!
This is a bucket.
Okay. Okay.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Oh, what is that thing called again? What is it? It has 4 wheels. It's usually on farms. Bunch of farmers use it. What is this? What is this? That isn't a bucket. Of course it's not a bucket. It's obviously a crop duster.
Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket.
Oh, it's a tractor?
To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be
I'm smarter than
not
that.
making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one.
Hey, I'm not as dumb as I look, okay, narrator? Jeez. Don't have to be dick about it.
Is this a bucket?
This could be a trick question. For it could and could not be a bucket. For it could be transformed into a bucket. I'm gonna have to say no, Murray.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
What is... Who am I?
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Oh no! Oh no, man! Oh no, man! Is it I'm certain we faked for all my entire life. Was that thing a bucket? The last thing I saw my dad he was holding something. This is a bucket.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Ah, damn it! Should have known.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. Should be around here somewhere.
Okay, I'll wait for you. I mean, technically there's a bucket and a logo. I'm going to say no.
Yes. Thank you. There's nothing here. Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait, when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is not true. Unless, is that what you think? Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket?
Well, I mean, there is this theory going around on the internet that states that Earth is simply a liquid within God's bucket, for he created us out of algae, so... No.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
What if we're all buckets? And
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all
No,
buckets
no,
from
no,
my
no, no, no,
memory.
no, 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 no.
Okay, here
No,
we
no,
go.
no, 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 no! My
What
bucket.
happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear?
Everything was truly
Was
a bucket.
everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket.
I should have
My
known.
God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either.
I guess I'm
Oh,
not.
This is wonderful news. We're not buckets.
But now what?
Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
Yeah.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that.
Okay.
Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
That everything is secretly a bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I can touch these balloons. No?
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Okay, bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I did not.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Indeed.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Whole gang's here. Trio. Me, Bucket, and the narrator. Whole trio's here. Bucket. You know what's put into a bucket? Water. You know what's also associated with water? A movie from 2006. Or was it 2007? An animated film. Made by DreamWorks. What was it called again? I don't know. Probably not important.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
All my old friends, the adventure wine.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley.
What?
We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere.
Do not insult the
The
bucket.
isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel
Do
content.
not
We're the ones that matter,
talk
Stanley.
about the
Classic
bucket.
characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We
Maybe.
could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
I mean, I can't pass it up. As long as you don't take away my bucket.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows
that's-
where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Where's that music? Yeah! Yes! Yeah, now this is what I'm asking for.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
I
It's
don't
as
remember
classic
that
now as it
one.
was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
No. No, no, no. I can't just do it out of my bucket. By the way, he didn't text you that, right? I like the adventure wine, but the bucket, it's too comforting for me. I can't just let go of it. Why can't we have new things instead of just?
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the
No,
bucket.
no, 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 no. We
That's
don't.
why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
Excuse me?
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley
No,
Parable.
no.
True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well fleshed out
No,
character with so much personality that to me it already
I
feels as though it's been part of the cast all along.
I don't agree. I don't agree with this. I don't
Can you
agree.
guess what the Bucket Destroyer does?
No.
Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you.
It ain't happening.
Go ahead now, Stanley.
No, it ain't
Say
happening.
goodbye to the bucket.
I won't.
And then pop it into the machine when you're
I'm
ready.
keeping this goddamn bucket. Why can't we have new
Now
things
listen to
without
me.
reflecting on the
It's crucial
past?
that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see,
Is it
if
supposed
you were
to-
to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality
excuse me,
traits. What
narrator?
other object in this
Think it's-
game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this.
Oh God.
Okay, the Bucket Destroyer
No.
is getting very
No, I
upset.
won't.
Now you'll have to hurry and fill
I
it.
won't
We
do
can't
it, goddammit.
Classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure
I
Bible
won't,
or the Bucket
goddammit.
Destroyer until you crush that damn
I
bucket.
won't.
Quickly now. The fans are waiting.
No,
Do it.
no, I won't. God damn it! I don't want to give the fans what they want.
The Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I'm keeping this
Stanley
damn
decided
bucket.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
No one's taking away my bucket. God damn it! Nobody.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay, dude. Just as long as the bucket isn't taken away, I'll do whatever you want, narrator.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Broom closet.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket.
No,
You
it
can
doesn't.
feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the
It
bucket.
does not deserve it.
I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in.
I won't.
Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends.
Shut up!
That your relationship is purely
Shut up,
superficial
you!
and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never...
Shut the fuck up.
Go on, Stanley. Lay into it.
Go fuck
Really
yourself,
tell
broom
the
crap,
broom
huh?
closet off
Huh,
with
you
the
son of a
meaning
bitch, you're
of
just some crawling with,
Expand on
you
the
know,
wide
goddamn
variety
wrench
of
and fucking
experiences
duct
you
tape
and the
and whatever.
bucket have shared together.
Huh?
Go through each of them point
Yeah,
by
we've
point.
been through so
Share
much.
your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings.
This
for the
bucket's
as
been
they
with
have
me
changed
since
and evolved over the years.
the first breakup.
Let him
This bucket was with me for my first breakup. He's been with me every goddamn step of the way ever since I made my first video.
Okay,
He was
I've
my
got
first
you something
subscriber.
which I think will help settle this debate once and for all.
Yeah, that's
Here we
us.
go. There. Now it's settled.
Yeah.
No more debate, no more discussion. Take our hike broom closet with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of
Who do
things.
you to decide a bucket deserves to be in boom closet? Such a close-minded mindset.
All right, I've got a second step. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
All right. Another sticker.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire
Good thing
if
my
not for the
bucket's here.
soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The
Absolutely.
bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along?
Maybe.
Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Of course it is. The bucket is my guiding light, after all. Oh, collectible! Hell yeah!
Found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines.
Dude,
Remember,
nice.
no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that
Yes.
sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
The feeling of meaningless, inanimate objects. Isn't that right, Bucket? You're not an inanimate object to me. You're my best friend. Who needs Fraser or Kai when I have you, Bucket? Who needs any of them, god damn it? Could play Ultimate Alliance with you. I bet if I wanted to play SMT with you, you agree with me, huh? Yeah, you would agree with me, Bucket. You would.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Everything will be okay.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
What about escape?
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
What could be
The
at the
door
end of
behind
this?
them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
If one of
At
us
this
dies,
point,
we die
Stanley
together.
and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
I know that. I very much know that. Oh god! Oh shit! Bucky, you still there with me? Okay, thank God. No. Not like this.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise,
No, this can't
Stanley
be.
reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and
No!
comfort
I
had turned out
didn't,
to
god
be.
damn it!
To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself.
No, I
And he
didn't.
sort of
God
kicked
damn it.
himself for wasting so much time carrying a
I
bucket
did not.
everywhere.
God damn it.
Farewell, Stanley.
No. Bucket is precious to me.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal
This is
jaws.
great. This is so...
In a single visceral
amazing.
instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently
Oh.
to death. It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a
No.
glorious bucket to behold.
My bucket. Not the bucket. The bucket. Welcome you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within, a cavernous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket in its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here out with you in the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were, in ignorance and darkness? Of course not. I wouldn't do that to Bucket.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
Maybe. 25 buckets. A photograph of 25 buckets, the greatest number of buckets ever captured on camera. The photographer experienced catatonic shock for several weeks as a result of the euphoria from exposure to so many buckets at once. Ooh. That's a lot of buckets. A bucket with two handles. This bucket is depicted as having two handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year, dozens are put to death just for attempting it. Why mess with a design that is always flawless as the bucket? Adding two. The Infernal Bucket. A replica of the Infernal Bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully ruling that it drove dozens of nations to war, with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet in spite of it all, the simple fact remains. No one can control a bucket. The Stress Bucket, presented without commentary. Worrying, negative forecasting, negative thinking, lack of reassurance, vulnerability, size, and strength of the bucket. Coping strategies, holes. Rest and relaxation. Doing something you enjoy. Rest and relaxation. The level of water in the bucket. Very interesting. Cave drawing. While we know that the buckets predate the existence of mankind, we do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical uses of the bucket, by which time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures. The bucket is truly the greatest thing to ever
No
be.
man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Absolutely. That's absolutely true. The Hanging Bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear out our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance, inevitability, is for our own good. But what if I can reclaim the bucket?
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
How?
Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if
You're
only we let
right.
Stanley die together. The bucket should take its place as ruler.
You're
as
right.
leader, as commander
You're
of the
right.
world, a new
The
vision.
one new world order. The end destroyed. The end is never. The end is never. Anyway, guys, if you enjoy this type of content, hit that subscribe button. If you liked it, hit the like button. Want to see something? See my Discord server or Twitter?
Have you ever wanted a place you could meet people and kick them in the face? Well, I got news for you. It's a place called Jimmy's Bar.